When you activate and do this work on and in yourself to heal your root chakra energy, raising that energy up through your body to your crown, to be crowned so that you're sitting on the throne of your power, of your purpose, and of your pussy, right? Your pussy being your throne. You being in your power is you being in your pussy. POOS hyphenated E for those of you that don't know, okay? When you do this work on and in yourself to heal, integrate, and activate, you develop body dysmorphia, or what the world thinks is body dysmorphia, okay? Now we're going to dive deep into the psychological definition of body dysmorphia in just a bit here. For those of you that don't know, I earned a bachelor's in sociology. I also went on to earn a master's in psychology, and I'm also a certified sexuality educator, okay? I'm saying that because I want y'all to know that I'm qualified and certified to talk about the shit I'm about to talk about, okay? The flip side of this is because I've gone on my dark night of the soul journey, I have developed a plethora of philosophies that have helped me turn my pains into power, that have helped me turn what we think is anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, lack of confidence into my power. And I'm sharing that here through Alcheminity. Alcheminity is a fusion brand that fuses together alchemy, sensuality, and sexuality, hence Alcheminity. So when you activate, okay, I just needed to say that. Spirit said, say that shit. So I said that shit. When you activate, you develop what the world thinks or calls what the world thinks is body dysmorphia. Fuck, Mercury is in retrograde, so I hope this message comes out clear. Okay, I may be stuttering a little bit, but we're going to get to the promised land. But let me tell you why. Welcome to Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy. I'm your host and creator of this colony, and the many colonies we're building around our globe, held around our galaxies at this point. I am your queen bee, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty, aka the Gypsy Empress, aka Nova. So let's get into this message, y'all. 1:44 on the clock as I share this. So Spirit, speak through me. I am your vessel. So I put out a post in the community tab asking what topics y'all wanted to talk about next here on Alcheminity. And one of the first ones was about diving deeper on body dysmorphia, because I mentioned it in my last video, my last episode, how demons make you pretty, how you do not slay your dragons or your demons, but they become your besties. They become your ally when you're on the dark night of the soul journey. And I quickly mentioned body dysmorphia in that video. And I felt guided to go deeper on this. And so one of the subscribers here asked for that. So this is what I'm doing. As a matter of fact, I'm deciding to go down the list of comments that y'all made about some of the topics you want me to dive deep on. So that's what we're going to do. But beginning with number 1, body dysmorphia. Give me a second. Let me take a sip of my water. So I pulled up the definition again. Symptoms of body dysmorphic disorder. Now, the reason I'm also feeling guided to talk about this, not just because one of the subscribers here shouts out to you. Oh, man. Let me pull up my YouTube page. Shouts out to you. I'm going to shout your name out in just a minute here. But one of the reasons I also wanted to bring this up too is because I too go through the emotions or the trepidation about what I think is body dysmorphia. Even now. And it seems the more that I've come into my power, the more that I've come into my power and my purpose and my pussy, the more aware you become, right? Because on the Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey, you are developing your intuition. You are developing your discernment. And you are developing your intuition and discernment about yourself, about your life. When you activate the Kundalini serpent energy and this energy rises up through your body, remember the serpent is wise. And so the serpent, as it's activating and awakening in you, is making you wise, okay? It's activating your wisdom because the serpent is wise. And so the wisdom that you pick up on is about yourself. The journey in life and in everything that we do is the journey through ourselves. Everything that we do in the world first happens within us, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, right? So when you activate in your power, in your purpose, and in your pussy, the serpent kundalini's wisdom becomes your wisdom. And what the wisdom teaches you is take care of your fucking self. Hello? Take good care of yourself. Right? Alchemize. In order to alchemize within yourself, you have to be able to take care of yourself. When I was on the Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey, I was broker than broke. I did a video on this, activating your beauty when you're broke, right? Even when you barely have a penny to your name, you take care of yourself. And how you do that is what your serpent wisdom teaches you. It teaches you how to make your own healing tonics. It teaches you how to make your own facial masks. When you're on the Dark Night of the Soul journey, there's another subscriber who mentioned, what do you do when you're isolated, when you're in isolation? I say being in isolation is like a butterfly being in the cocoon phase, right? A butterfly being in the cocoon phase isn't just sitting there doing nothing, right? In isolation, you are healing yourself. Okay, you're activating yourself. You're integrating your angel and your demon, your beauty and your beast, your dark and your light, your heaven, your hell, right? Again, you're healing. Right? You're working out, you're in your meditation, you're hiking, you're working on your skin. The biggest thing for me on my Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey was working on my gut health. Right? Working on my gut health because the serpent Kundalini energy within me awakened the wisdom within me to say everything that may be happening on the outside on your body, Timmesha, that you do not say that you do not like, but you know that's not in alignment with your power and your purpose. For me, having broken out skin that kept breaking out was not in alignment with God. This ain't God. Who said that? It was somebody. I don't know who it is. Somebody on Instagram, TikTok. That ain't God. Right? I don't know who said it, but it was a meme that went around for the longest time. But I knew that it was not in alignment with my goddess energy for my skin to be breaking out and hyperpigmentating and breakouts on top of breakouts. I knew something was off or misaligned on an energetic, deep level. So when I went on the Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey, my serpent Kundalini's wisdom taught me that something was going on internally. And I found out it was through my gut, especially for everybody, but especially for my ladies, because we got a lot more going on in our womb area than men, right? We have a lot more going on in our womb area and a lot more going on in our blood, a lot more going on in our systems. And so we really need to be focused on our gut. And so as I began to activate, I've developed what the world calls body dysmorphia. Now let's go back to body dysmorphia. Now, remember, we look at the shifted perspective of shit, okay? So the world says body dysmorphia there's many definitions here. I'm going to go through all of them. But one says to be abnormally concerned about a small or non-existent body flaw. To us, because we're empathic and because we're intuitive, having broken out skin is not a small or non-existent body flaw. Okay, now don't get me wrong. On the worldly level, body dysmorphia can be a very serious diagnosis for some. And for those, that is what you have your licensed therapist, counselors, licensed psychologists. You can go into the office. There may be certain medications that are meant for those people. But for you here around the Alchemity Society, Colony, Temple, Sanctuary, hello. Okay. For those of you here listening to this right now, that isn't your story. You know, it's amazing how these agendas work where they try to push these definitions and beliefs on everybody. Oh my gosh. You walk past a mirror and you're checking yourself out, or you see something that you are considering not in alignment with your power and your purpose and you want to fix it. Oh, something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you mentally because you're paying attention to how you look. For those of you on this journey, you are supposed to be paying attention to how you look because it is a part of your mission and your purpose. Now, also for those of you on this journey, you also know that perfection includes imperfections, right? For those of us activated alchemists and chosen ones, we don't give a damn about a Fendi bag. We listen, we're not the ones thinking a Fendi bag or some red bottom shoes is what makes us beautiful. We don't give a fuck about any of that. We know that our beauty is activated on an intrinsic energetic level, and that is what we're focused on. So when we walk past a mirror and we see that our skin or our bodies or our bellies or whatever it is, or even our hairstyles, if it's not in alignment with your power and your purpose, if it's not in alignment with what the energy of a goddess, how an energy of a goddess would carry herself, then you are going to activate that. You are going to correct that. Okay? Not fix, because it's not broken, but you're going to correct it. Okay? You're going to put it in the place it's supposed to be in. No. Okay? As you look in the mirror, you're saying, no. Belly, you're not supposed to be protruding out like that. Let's correct you. Let's put you back into place. This is out of place. Let me put it back into place. This is what I dive deep on in Activate. If you haven't got your copy of Activate, it is available on Amazon in paperback or ebook. I don't have any hard copies with me. I don't have any paper copies with me. Email me if you want a copy sent from me. And those copies, I inscribe and sign them and I send them to you. But I don't have any copies on hand. So just order from Amazon, okay? It'll come to you a lot quicker. I'll let y'all know when I have some more in stock. But when I talk about in Activate, I talk about remembering, putting back together all parts of ourselves, okay? From disorder to reordering. This is what this is. Disorder just means something's out of order. So when you activate and you develop body dysmorphic disorder, it means that you recognize that you are not in order with your power. That your power is disordered. Something is out of place. Let's correct this. Let's put this back into place. Let's put it back where it belongs. Okay? So on a physical human level, when you activate, you develop a sort of body dysmorphia. Again, we talk about turning pains into power. So us developing a sort of body dysmorphia no longer is a pain point. It becomes a powerful source in which we pull energy from in order to come into alignment with who and what we are and our purposes and our missions and our beauty and our magnetism. This is how you come into alignment with your beauty and your magnetism. This is how you come into alignment. This is how you activate all of the yummy, juicy, delicious goodness that you are meant to activate for your mission and your purpose. Body dysmorphia is waking you up to the fact that something is out of order. Let's put it back into order. Hello? You're looking at your skin. You're not becoming obsessed with the idea of your skin. You're becoming aligned with the idea of your skin to say, this is not what goddess skin looks like. This is not how God would want me to appear or show up in the world. This ain't it. So whatever is causing this to be out of order, let me go on a dark night of the soul odyssey and find out what that is. Let me go into the darkness of my womb, of my belly, of my gut, especially my blood. Let me figure out what my DNA coded blood says about me that will help me come into alignment with my power and my beauty. Are y'all hearing me? Developing a sort of body dysmorphia. For those of you on this journey, again, as activated alchemists and chosen ones, this isn't for everybody. This is why I make a distinct clarification between those who develop mental illness and mental disorder. There is a difference because body dysmorphia is categorized as a mental disorder, not a mental illness. But there is such a thing as mental illness for those who may require clinical psychology, clinical counseling, who may require medications. This is not for you. So if you're here listening to this, maybe you feel guided to listen to this, continue listening. But this isn't for those of you who are suffering from sort of mental illness, okay? This is for those of you who may be experiencing disorder, but the disorder just means something's out of order and it's time for you to put it back in order, okay? When you activate, yes, you develop what the world would call body dysmorphia. Why? Because your serpent kundalini, God damn, Mercury unleashed my tongue. because your serpent kundalini energy is making you wise, is making you intuitive, is forcing you to pay attention to yourself. When you walk past a mirror and you see something is out of order, you put it back in order. You walk past a mirror again, you see your skin is out of order, you go on the Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey and you figure out why. The body's out of order, you put it back in order. That belly is out of order. If it's not the belly that's aligned with your power and your purpose, you put it back in order. For me activating and developing body dysmorphia, which is really developing a sort of power, because those of you on this journey, the body dysmorphia is a wake-up call. Okay. So for me, developing body dysmorphia was a wake-up call, again, going back to the skin issues I kept having. I kept breaking out, till I finally figured out why I was breaking out. Okay. Again, for those of you who are interested working one-on-one Alchemity exclusives with me, reach out to me. These are the things we discuss in our 4 weeks together. Program is 4 weeks long, approximately a month long. Okay. It's broken up into 3 different phases. And in week 4, we combine all that we learned in those 3 phases in week 4. Week 4 is where you are revealed. It's where you reemerge into your power and your purpose. I help you to do that through your image, through branding, through your business, whatever it is that you're creating, creative opportunities that you're developing. I help you to bring that to the forefront. That's your reveal. Okay. So we talk about this in our one-on-one. I work with you on your DNA blood coded level. I help you figure out what your blood is trying to tell you. I help you activate in your power and your purpose and your beauty and your magnetism from a blood level, literally from a blood level. Okay. You will know what that means once we work one-on-one together. All right. So for me, when I went on the Dark Night of the Soul Odyssey, my serpent kundalini energy made me wise. And the wisdom it shared with me was doing certain things, diving into certain research to where I was able to uncover what my blood, what my DNA wanted me to do that was in alignment with my power and my purpose and my beauty. I had to figure out what worked for my blood. Are y'all hearing me? This is why I do work around the menstrual as well. This is why we do work around masturbation. This is why we do work around self-touch, sacred self-touch. This is why we do work on the root level, because on the root level is on the blood level. Root chakra representing the color red. I do everything from the root. After you are activated from your root level, the rest is up to you. It's on you now, okay? So I had to figure out what was going on with my skin from a blood gut level. I had to figure out what was going on with my body from a blood gut level, right? Which is why you want to study your menstruation. You want to study the phases of your ovulation. There are certain things that we should and shouldn't be doing during menstruation, during premenstruum, and during ovulation. Okay? This is some powerful stuff, y'all. Let's go to the next definition. When you activate, you develop body dysmorphia. Again, this is for those of you activated alchemists and chosen ones. This is just for you. For those of you who know that, yes, this is a disorder, but disorders are meant to be reordered, meant to be put back into place. Disorder just means something is out of place and you're ready and willing to put it back into place, right? Next definition says attempting to hide a perceived flaw, firm belief that the defect makes them unattractive or makes them ugly, avoidance of social situations, may stay home to avoid being seen or use hats or makeup and clothes to cover up. All of these definitions on one hand are absolutely true, but the deeper meaning behind these means, okay, so the one that says attempting to hide perceived flaw, you're not attempting to hide a perceived flaw. Once again, you are getting it back in order. This isn't about hiding or staying away from social circles. If you're staying away from social circles because of what we're calling body dysmorphia, for those of you on this journey, you're staying away from social circles because you are protecting your energy. You are protecting and safeguarding your cocoon phase. Are you hearing me? Because you know that when you emerge or reemerge, fully activated in your power, you are being revealed. you know that the phase before that needs to be sacred and protected. You can't be around everybody, and everybody can't be around you when you're in the cocoon phase. You're not hiding. You are safeguarding your power that is coming online. Are you hearing me? You are protecting your growth. You are protecting your peace. You are protecting and safeguarding your level up. Are you hearing me? Ooh, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. There is this term. I don't know if anybody have ever heard of this before, but some years ago, there's this term that everybody was using. A lot of workout folks were using it, personal trainers and people like that. But they use this term called caving. Has anybody ever heard of the term caving? Okay. And I thought it was it was something about that term that helped to activate me even at that time. It's, the initiation part of my journey. But it was a term called caving. And if there are any bodybuilders or personal trainers that still use this term, let me know. I know a lot of you are here. I have a lot of subscribers and members over on Patreon. Shouts out to those of you who are members on Patreon. That's where we do our deeper dives. If you want those deeper, yummy, delicious, juicy, taboo, unorthodox dives, if you like it deep, and just say, I want it deep, and then become a member over on Patreon, okay? But I know a lot of the subscribers and members that I have are, in the image field, right? Where your looks and your image and your body are part of your mission and your purpose. Many of you are models. Many of you are, you're in the public eye in some way, shape, or form. And so your image has a lot to do with your career, with how you make money, with how you are in your power. And so if you're here and you have used the word caving and you still do, let the subscribers know so they know I'm not making this shit up. But term called caving, and what that means is when you're working on your body, you go into the cave phase. So I say cocoon phase, but you go into this caving phase. Basically, you go into a cave, and when you come out of the cave, you're a brand new person. You're transformed. You're leveled up. You're glowed up, right? So this is the same thing. So on this journey, when you activate, you develop a form of body dysmorphia, body dysmorphic disorder. You are avoiding being seen. Okay. You are covering up, or you are avoiding social situations, not because you're insecure, but because you're working on some things, and you will reemerge and reveal yourself when you are ready. Even for me, for the past couple months, I've been really rededicated because this is something that I've always done, but I would do it and fall off. I would. That's just how it is sometimes. But I've rededicated myself to Pilates and some nutritional things that I've been doing on a DNA blood level. Some of you watched my recent live, or you follow me on Instagram, and some of you have messaged me saying, wow, you're glowing, you're looking good. Even my family members, they come around and they're like, you look really good. What have you been doing? And so I work with even a couple of family members on some of the stuff that I do to remain activated in my power, my purpose, and in my pussy, which is happening on a DNA level. But even as I do these things, even though my nutrition is aligned and I work around my menstrual, right? I work out around my menstrual. Depending on where I am in my menstrual phase determines what type of workouts I do. So I'm always consistently doing Pilates, or I'm doing hiking. Those are my things, okay? Or I'm dancing, okay? Yes, I dance. We talked about this on the live as well. But anyway, so even with those dedicated efforts that I put in, I still look in the mirror and I'm still like, okay, we're going to work on this. We're going to tighten this up. We're going to do this. Why? Because it's a part of my power and in my purpose. And it also helps to elevate my mental health. Because I know that my body and the way that I look and the way that I carry myself affects the way that I feel. And if everything is done on a feeling level, then it's important to me to look a certain way, to be healthy in a certain way, because I know looking a certain way and being healthy affects my mental health positively or negatively. Yes, it does. The whole saying, when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you do good, that's real. This is why when you activate, you develop a sort of body dysmorphic disorder. That is now being reordered. That is now being back in alignment. What happens is you're waking up to yourself. You're looking in the mirror. You're able to face yourself now. By the way, mirror work is very powerful work. We should not be avoiding mirrors. We should be looking in mirrors. We should be spreading our legs and looking at our pussies, studying our pussies, observing ourselves inside. Bend over and spread it and take a look, baby. Take a deep look. If you got a floor mirror, put that mirror on the floor, put a blanket down, put your pillows down, lay on it, and spread your legs towards the mirror and look, observe, study yourself, connect to yourself. You should be looking in the mirrors. Yes, you should. Mirror work is very powerful work, and mirror work happens on many different levels, but you got to look at yourself first. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm talking to the feminine in the mirror. I'm asking her to change her ways. Right? Your serpent kundalini. I'm hearing Michael. Shouts out to you, Michael, for making this song, singing this song, writing this song. Asking her to change her ways, asking him to change his ways. Obviously, I'm changing it up for my audience here because we are mostly feminines here. Shouts out to you, and shouts out to our men who are here too. Right? Asking the serpent, when it rises up and activates inside of you, it's sitting upright. Right? It's asking you to change your ways. It's asking you to reorder some shit. It's asking you to get some things together. Why? Because it is in alignment with your mission and your power and your purpose. If you do not get these things together, you will never come into your power. You will never come into your mission or your purpose or why you were born. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm coming here to do and to get everything I came here to do and get before I leave this planet. I'd be damned if I leave empty-handed. I'm feeling like Denzel. I'm going to leave here with something. I'm leaving here with something. Are y'all hearing me? Right? I'd be damned if I leave this planet having not come fully into my power, having not come fully into my purpose, having not come fully into my own pussy. I want to come into myself, for myself, with myself. Are y'all hearing me? I must do this. We must do this, or else we're going to be coming right back, figuring it out and doing this shit again. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to come back to planet Earth like that. I mean, it's all right, but I'd just rather be on Venus getting fed grapes by my sexy god named Zeus. Hello? I'm not trying to come back and do this shit all over again. So I'm going to get it while I'm here. I'm going to get it in my body, in my mind, in my purpose, in my power, in my pussy. You know, even today I walk around. I'll even tell my family. I say I'm going to activate the body and the life that I desire to have before I die. I'm gonna have the body I desire to have before I die. I'm gonna have the life I desire to have before I die. Oh yes, I am. Oh yes, we are. Are y'all hearing me? I'm going to have it. We're going to activate it before we die. And the thing is, we already have it. We just have to bring it fully into the forefront. We already have it. It's just out of order. We just need to reorder it. Are you hearing me? Constantly checking the mirrors or avoiding mirrors. This is another definition of body dysmorphic disorder. When we are in the mirror, if we're constantly checking mirrors, it's because we're doing mirror work. You already know, as an activated alchemist, chosen one, you already know what mirror work is. Yeah? The last definition on here for the symptoms of body dysmorphic disorder says excessive grooming or hairstyling. Let me tell you, many of us, we're out here movers and shakers in the world. Some of us, we are wearing our weaves, honey. We're wearing our locks, honey. We're wearing our twists. We're wearing our braids. Okay. We're wearing it straight. We're wearing your wigs. You're wearing it curly. You're wearing it blow dried to the side. Hello, whatever it is. Baby, sometimes you got to fix it up because you're out here moving and shaking in the world. Hello. So you're looking in the mirror and you're prepping yourself. Why? Because you know that when you look good, you feel good. I'm a flight attendant by day and I'm here on YouTube by night. So as a flight attendant, our image is very important. Okay. Our image is important. How you carry yourself is important. There are some flight attendants who don't give a damn what they looking like. They just don't give a damn. But I'm not one of them. And there are many flight attendants we aren't that. We care about what we look like. Why? Because we know that what we look like matters in a world where your face is always on display. It's on display when you walk into the airport. When you're in uniform, it's on display, right? Flight attendants, police officers, judges, lawyers, teachers, singers, speakers, models, pageant queens, dancers, whatever it is where you are in the public eye, your image matters. And it's not that you care what other people think, but you do know that people treat you differently based on how you carry yourself, based on how you show up in the world. Is this not so? And so we care about what we look like, and we are primping ourselves in the mirror, and we are, making sure our edges are slick or the curls are bouncy or whatever it is. Maybe we throw it up in a bun we care about primping ourselves, reapplying our lip gloss, powdering our noses because some of us are oily. If you're like me, you're oily. Okay. We care about those things. Why? Because for us, when we look good, we feel good. And when we feel good, we do good. For us, when we show up and appear a certain way in the world, we get certain respect that we know we are deserving of. We get respect and we get hate, but we don't give a shit about that. We know that comes with the territory. Okay, that comes with the territory. We've come on the dark night of the soul journey. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? But we do it because we know that it is in alignment with our purpose and our mission and the respect that we deserve and that we desire. We show up in a certain way because we know that the respect that we get, we deserve and we desire because it's in alignment with our purpose and our mission. It also helps us to maintain our mental health. Yes, it does. You can't tell me when a person gives you a compliment that doesn't do something to your self-esteem. Even though we are confident in ourselves, even though we look at ourselves and we tell ourselves we are beautiful, we know that we're beautiful because we're doing this work on and in ourselves to be magnetized in our beauty. And our beauty is on an energetic level and an exterior level. Okay, our beauty doesn't come from the types of clothes we're wearing, anything like that. Again, for activated chosen ones, we could be wearing a potato sack and we're getting attention. We're attracting attention. People are calling us beautiful, right? Like y'all saw the proof of the video that the short that I put out the other day. I had on no makeup. My skin had recently broke out at that time. I had on a baseball cap and some glasses as I was about to go hiking. And the young man, Caucasian man, says, "You are so attractive." Honey, I didn't even have on any makeup, and I was feeling kind of that day. So what I'm saying is we know that our beauty is activated on an energetic level, right? Beauty comes in all different forms, shapes, and sizes. It really does. It does. And earlier when I mentioned that, when I say shapes and sizes, you have thicker, curvier beauty. Yes, you do. But I have seen thicker, curvier women, like very, very full-figured, full-size women, and their bellies don't hang over their pants. They don't. They have beautiful, flawless skin. They got thick thighs, thick hips. They're full-figured, very, very full-figured women, but they're shapely. They're still curvaceous. Their waistlines are still smaller than their hips. It's called hips to ass ratio. Yeah, they're full-figured, but they're smooth with it. They don't have any bulges. They just very, very full-figured. They don't even have any rolls. I've seen fuller-figured women have less back fat than me. You see what I'm saying? So when I say beauty comes in all shapes and sizes, that is what I mean. And all shapes and sizes doesn't mean obese. We're not talking about unhealthy obesity here. Full-figured and obesity are categorically two different things, baby. We're at 33 minutes. Spirit is telling me to wind it down because Spirit's been channeling through me, so let me just go on and wind it down. When you activate, you develop a sort of body dysmorphic disorder. But this disorder is just realigning you to your power and to your purpose. It's reminding you to, yes, look in the mirror. Check on yourself. It's reminding you, yes, you're avoiding hanging out and being seen. Why? Because you're in the cocoon phase and you're working on yourself. You're working on some things. Yes, you are concerned with what you think is a flaw, but it really isn't just a flaw. It's a remembrance of who and what you are and the power that you're supposed to be coming into, because what you look like is in alignment with your power and your mission and your purpose. It matters what you look like. So you are in a cocoon phase, avoiding being around people because you're working on yourself. You're working on some things. And when you decide to reemerge and be revealed to the world, will be the activated, aligned time. When you decide to reemerge, it will be the time when you are ready. In the meantime, continue looking in the mirror. Continue putting in order those things that are out of order. For those of you who know you need some assistance with that, you know you need help activating in your power, in your purpose, in your pussy, in your beauty, okay? Reach out to me, email me. My information is in the description box below for those one-on-one exclusives in our 4-week time together. We are working on all of these things, okay? That we have the flicker, flame, and fire phases. Okay. And the 4th phase is where you reemerge. So those first 3 weeks, I want you to be in your cocoon phase. I want you to be caving, because during this isolation time where you're pulling back from everyone, what you're doing is pouring into yourself. You're pulling back from everyone. You know, you're no longer coming outside for everyone. You are coming for you inside. Okay. You are working on yourself. We are working on your mental health, your emotional intelligence, your spiritual elevation, as well as your physical. So everything that we do one-on-one together is going to be glowing you up and leveling you up on an external level as well. So when you're ready to reemerge and be revealed in the 4th week, you will be ready. You will be activated. You will be ready to come into alignment with your power and your purpose, and you will be ready to let the world around you witness it and observe it, which will inspire them to do the same. Again, we work together on a DNA blood-coded level. I work with you to come into your power, your purpose, and your pussy through your blood, through your root chakra. If you're ready for that, reach out to me. To the subscriber who mentioned to dive deeper on body dysmorphia, I shouts out to you. Let me see what your name is. Here we go. Caris Love. CARISLUVV. Shouts out to you, Caris Love, for wanting me to do a full episode on body dysmorphia. She says every day is a glow up, and it can be hard catching up mentally. Every day is a glow up, and it can be hard catching up mentally. This is so true. This is so true. But this is what I work with you on. Okay. I help you catch up mentally on the work that you're doing on yourself, because here's the thing. Once you know that it's only hard catching up mentally if you're not actually doing the work on yourself, because your mind is a logical mind, right? To the mind, 1 + 1 equals 2, no matter what. It's a logical mind. So because we know this, in order to make your mind work for you, in order to turn these pains into your power, okay, you have to actually be putting in the work, because the mind is going to tell you you are putting in the work if you're actually doing it. Because by putting in the work, if 1 + 1 equals 2, you putting in this work, there is no way that you are not actually glowing up and leveling up, because you're actually doing the work, and your mind is going to remind you of that. These are things we break down and talk about once again in one-on-one. So shouts out to you, Caris Love. The next episode that we do is going to be on, it's by Eclectic Majesty. Shouts out to you, Eclectic Majesty. She wants me to dive deep on mastering a dual spirit as a divine feminine for the boss ladies who wear the pants and the skirt in their own lives. We will be diving into that next. Thank y'all for y'all's comments. These are really good topics and titles. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you like it, make sure you like it. Okay, click like, share. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. For those of you who have subscribed, I see you. Shouts out to you. For those of you who've been here for some time, a part of the Alchemity Society, Colony, and for those of you who are part of the Alchemity Sanctuary, yummy, sacred, juicy, delicious temple over on Patreon. Shouts out to you. Don't forget to become a member over on Patreon. All the information that you need to know is in the description box. Make sure you comment on this video, and make sure to donate to the Alchemity Society. Okay, your donations help me continue to bring these messages to the forefront. I will see y'all. I'll speak to y'all in the next episode. Fucking Mercury. In the next episode, I said. Ciao for now. Mwah.